I have not degraded the state in Abdul, says the director Hamsha Nadeed. Amir Abbas starring Abdul the Final Witness is the latest film flagged by the censor board, which has become more active. Of late, until recently, the film's censorship in Pakistan was mostly limited to Bollywood and Hollywood productions because, let's be honest, there weren't that many films being produced within Pakistan. But now, with a sudden uptick in film production, it appears that Pakistani filmmakers are just as likely to face the wrath of the censor board, which claims that the center filmmakers have a tend to explore novel, uncharted, and well conventional terrorism. The first local film in the recent past to be refused screening by the censor board of films censored was Risham much awaited comeback veteran Sora SWAARANGI. The board state the film was not recommended for screening in its present form, immatably disproving of its content and thumbs of banning it. However, the film sailed through the Punjab and Sudra censor board without any objectives to its content. Eventually, the central board to clear it for screening only a couple of days before its release nationwide. There are reports that a second film has faced the wrath of Central Censor Board in Islamabad. The the capital of the cantonments in its judgments. The film in question is Hasham Nadeed's Abdul the Final Witness. By the way, Hamsha Abdeed is the director and scriptwriter for the film. Abdul the Final Witness. Abdul is a upcoming Pakistani film, directed, produced, and written by Hamsha Nadeed, featured Amir Abbas and Sadin Khan in the lead. The film also stars Hassan and Sadin Hassan in production roles. The film is about incident of May 2011 that claimed the lives of 5 foreigners, including 2 women, one of one pregnant, and considered the debates of check post of the claim the foreigners were suicide bombers and gunned down brutally. Ugh, quite sad. But I'm not gonna tell you the story. Like, there might be hope, and might just read it for yourself. Check the story on Wikipedia. Abdul has been shot in produced and took 25 to 30 days. The film was screened privately at the 2015 Cancer Film Festival and recently raised reviews inquiringly to the director. However, back at home, the film only got the green light after 3 major cuts. That too after third review by the censor board on the required requests of filmmaker. With the director-producer of Hamsha Nadeed subtitled the film to the CBFC in Islamabad, it was rejected outright, with the board writing to the filmmaker on August 7 that it found the film unsuitable for public extreme in Pakistan. The recent the reasons that the topic is converted that presents the security subject of the country. The filmmaking then is suggests that the board consult a few more members and review it again. It was banned again on the same pretext. It was then the Needs wrote a detailed letter to the censor board to answering him to hold a third review. The letter allowed to all 21 members to attend, explaining to them what the film was about, why it should not be banned, how it intended to consider against the country through a clip of on YouTube, and how it had been screened at international film festival and granted applause. Taking to Dawn.com from Nadine says the CBFC had cleared the film and suggests the climax scene be blurred out and two major scenes foreigner public options to be cut. Oh, that's no fun. Well, for me, I don't know about for you. We will try to blur out the sequencer at our end first, and if it works, then we will let it go. I haven't yet decided if I will challenge the discussions with the federal government first and then send the film to the proposed censor board or do both. That's a long word to read. I have suggested a middle ground to the CBFC, such as running subtitles at the consundra and a few other things. Let's see what they have to say. He says Nadine is all praise for the charming of CBFC. Mother Hassan warned he claims was getting the film through, otherwise it would have been banned completely. He states that categorically his film isn't anti-Pakistani, as Abdullah in the first notifications he got from the board. There's nothing beyond Pakistan for me. If there was against my country in the international media, it is based on high count inquirement into the innocent and whoever watched the film. We will be clear about the issues. I have not degraded any focus or the state, he adds. Regarding functional and formation of a censor board, Nadine is of the same view as was Mazer Abbas. The production of swaggering that was also intently banned for the CBSC. If a film goes to a censor board, I want to suggest they don't decide Brenta and issues of us embracing statement what is a controversial issue as was told to me about my film. Defy I suggest in my letter to them they keep international in the board who knows filmmaking both from in front of the camera and behind it, he says. I have also written to the Prime Minister to consider a censor board. Here is to for as far as us here is it takes time to travel to Islamabad and Punjab. He continues it requires at 3 days for free requirements at a censor board. Being a civil servant, I can't afford to be away from work that often. After the 18th attendment, there should have been a censor board in the also. When asked about the censorship policies here in Pakistan, Nadeem says there is a lack of censorships. Here's the age of limits for films should be defied and centralized. If a censor board feels young minds will get inflated, but now we have an understanding and intelligent audience. People discuss films the world has produced, and we don't have the audience anymore that wishes at films, he adds. Despite the recent at home, Nadine is the film is recently an amazing response to at Kansas, as well as the recent Indian Film Festival of Marlborough, and is now trying to take it to a festival in UK and release it in Houston, US. I would like to make one thing clear. Here, my film is not based on my novel of the same name. They are both completely different as far as stories are considered to be, he concluded.